Hey YouTube, it does me great pleasure to do another product review. The state of the classic camping hobby is such that we have moved out of our infancy, but we are still in the toddler period. Now that means that there still aren't a whole lot of vendors out there making reproduction gear, but more gear is coming out. More vendors are coming out. I liken this period in the history of the living history, if you're kind of a historiography thing, is that right now we are where Civil War reenacting was in about 1980. Okay, where World War II reenacting was in about 1990. Okay, we are just moving out of the period where the living history process. We're just moving out of where the predominant amount of gear and clothing that we see is original. Okay, and we are slowly but surely moving into where the predominance is in accurate reproductions. The end of that process is where the predominance in the hobby is uber authentic 100% reproductions. That takes a long time. Okay. Now, I do want to. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about this little jewel right here. This is the Cello or Cello, depending on how you want to pronounce it, style Canteen from Logsdon Co. Let me say first off that Nathaneal Logsdon is a friend. He's a good enough friend that I can call him Nate. This product, like all of the products I review here, are products I have bought with my own money. Nate did not send me this to do a review. Okay. And I do want to say that, Nate, I know you're watching this, and I also know that you don't have time to read all the comments to my videos on my new channel, Bannerman's Camp, which is where we're watching this now. But Pygar2, one of my viewers, says that he wants you to update the links to my video channels on your videos. You're still linking to the old Sarge Vining channel, and folks think I'm dead, and I'm not. See? Oh, that hurt. That means I'm not dead. Okay, back to this little jewel. Okay, in 1878, the United States military issued a specification for a new canteen to replace those that they had been using since the Civil War. The A.S. Campbell Company stepped in and started producing these canteens. In 1885 or thereabouts, the earliest print reference I find on the canteen is from an 1885 Hardware Company article, a catalog. The A.S. Campbell Company, under their Cello or Cello, however you want to, I'm going to pronounce it Cello, okay, brand, produced a civilian version of this canteen, which was essentially at that time nothing more than the 1878 canteen in a civilian cover, okay. The original specification called for the back of the canteen to be concave, okay, to be dented so that it would fit up against your hip and not bounce around. similar to the reason why the 1910 canteen, which with we are all familiar, is kidney shaped. Okay, so that it will sit up against your hip without bouncing around. Now, at some time between then and 1904, the specification changed, whether it was a request by A.S. Campbell or the military just decided they wanted a cheaper canteen to go with a convex shape. Okay, this made manufacture a good deal easier. Okay, removed a step in the process. Okay, and that appears to be what Nate is reproducing here. Now, to Nathaneal's credit, he does not call this a reproduction of the Cello canteen because it is not. He says it is a reproduction of the Cello style, okay, which is appropriate, okay. Many reproductions call themselves, many vendors say, I have made a reproduction of X, when really all they've done is made what can be termed as a replica, okay, or could be termed as typical of a type, okay. There are a number of variations in this and the original Cello canteen, which we will go over here in a minute. But let me give you a rundown of the specifications of the original and as they compare to Nathaneal's canteen. Okay. This canteen right now holds 5 1/4 cups. That's about 1 1/4 quart. Okay, now I filled this directly up to where I could see water coming up the spout. Okay, so it's about a 5-cup canteen, little bit over a quart. Okay, when filled with water, it weighs 3 pounds, 4.5 ounces. Empty with the strap, it weighs 12 1/4 ounces. For those of you who are worried about base weight, who keep track of your base weight, this weighs 12 1/4 ounces empty. The original 1885 in that hardware catalog was made out of tin plate, not aluminum. Okay, and it was 1 1/2 pint, not quite a quart. Okay, and it weighed 8 ounces empty. The 1920 the Cello canteen that shows up in 1922 Boy's Life magazine weighed 1 1/4 pounds empty and carried a quart. Okay, so this piece is a little bit bigger because it holds that extra cup. Okay, four cups equal a quart. This holds 5. Okay, that's a good thing, by the way. That's a good thing. And Nate's reproduction is made out of stainless steel, which I think is fantastic. Okay, if you've been watching the channel, whether it's the old Sarge Vining channel or this one, some of the videos I've uploaded, you know that for living history purposes, I recommend that we stay away from aluminum in general and period aluminum in particular. Okay, aluminum comes with problems. Okay, aluminum toxicosis is a thing, and that's when little teeny tiny flakes of aluminum get into your bloodstream. Okay, and then get embedded in your body and your muscles and stuff like that. And I'm not a doctor, I just know it's a thing. Okay, this is why when cooking with aluminum cookware, I use wooden utensils, and you should too. That's my recommendation. Okay, and stainless steel, I believe, is an acceptable and, in fact, preferable alternative to period tinned steel and aluminum because it doesn't come with those problems. Okay, so that's a great thing. Dimensionally, this compares very favorably to the 1878 design. Okay, and again, where it differs from the original specification is the concave back. Okay, that is not a Farby thing. Okay, like I said, they were made for the military and for the civilian market with both versions, concave and convex. Okay, further along in history, once you get past 1904, you start seeing the concave. Okay? You're going to see a lot of this in my videos. I'm going to be using this a lot. I do recommend this as a great addition to your living history impression. And now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to point out a few things that what we call in the hobby stitch Nazis would point out. Okay? And in my opinion, they don't mean a ding-dang thing. Okay? It does not detract from this piece. Okay? From using this piece. Now, 10, 15 years from now, that might change. Okay? That might change. Somebody might come out with an uber authentic 100% matches in every single detail, and that will become the norm. From now on, this is going to be the norm. This is a great piece. Okay. Where it differs from the original and other originals is, okay, the bright work. Okay. The bright hanger, the bright clip hanger, and the hanger on the canteen. Okay. The bright work on the tri-glide. Okay. And the tri-glide is not 100% of the type used during the period. Now, if you want to, as we say, defarb this, you can change both things. You can go out and buy a black clip and black tri-glide and replace these if you want to. I don't think it's necessary. Okay, I'm just saying you can. Okay. Again, those are things that really don't matter. One of the things that does disappoint me about this is that the original had a felt lining in the cover. Okay, and we'll open this up. Okay, and I'll show you that number one, this cover is tight. You're not going to get this off. Okay, you are not going to get this off. But it does not have felt in the lining. Again, as a user, this is fine. Okay, it's not 100% optimal. About 95% optimal. Okay, what the felt liner does is you immerse your canteen in water. The felt absorbs the water and holds it for a good deal longer, and then evaporative cooling drops the temperature of the water inside a couple of degrees. To a lot of people, that's not important. In New England, Michigan, and stuff like that, that's not going to be important at all. Down here in Texas, yeah, if I can get my water a couple of degrees cooler, I'm going to thank the Lord above. Okay. Nate, I figure you're going to try to see how you can to fix it. I will say that this canteen is running about $45 right now. The addition of the felt liner would be additional cost for very little practical added advantage. Okay, as a living history piece, this is fantastic. As a fantastic number one top of the line hipsy pipsy real camping thing, the addition of the felt liner would be preferred. Okay, but like I said, you're going to see this a lot in my videos coming up when I go out. This is a great piece. One of the things I'm going to do a video of it, is I am going to see how to make a belt hanger for this. Okay, the United States military made a belt hanger in 1904 to use with the new 1903 cartridge belt. So it had a hanger that you could hang off your cartridge belt rather than slinging it across your body. And if you're going to be using a backpack, having a belt hanger like that is a good thing. They're relatively easy to make. I might even make them on Vico Expedition Outfitters. I got to go out and get the fabric. But like I do with all the stuff I sell on Vico Expedition Outfitters, I'm going to show you how to make it so you don't actually have to buy it from me. But if you want to, you can. Please do. So my recommendation is that if you are going to go out and either do public living history events or go out into the woods and camp 100 years ago, get one of these things. Okay, it is also a perfect companion to the What Price Glory 1-quart canteen. Okay, this is the cavalry model, and I buy this because it has a hanger similar to what I'm talking about that I might be making for this. Okay, you got 2 of these. You're looking good. You're gonna have some water. You know, that's 2 quarts of water. That's a half-gallon water right here. Go out and get one of these. Go out and get one of these. Nate, you did a good job. Once more, you've knocked it out of the park. You have provided this community with a product that they can use, that is accurate, and the little things that I just mentioned really shouldn't mean a dang thing to anybody, okay, except the Stitch Nazis who are going to throw rocks at anything, you know, at everything. They'll find a problem with everything. Alrighty? Okay, next time I see you down the trail, it's going to be hanging from my shoulder.